This is the Bishop, and you are in the kitchen with the Bishop. We're going to be cooking some pork chops today. I cooked them before I fried them. This time, what we're going to do is we're going to put these in the oven. We're going to, you can see I have my seasonings here. We're going to take some rub and some meat tenderizer, and of course, my favorite accent that'll be there, some black pepper. We've got a little bit of some steak and chop sauce that's over there as well that we're going to use. Now, we're also going to be cooking some kale again, and we've done this kale thing before. And what happens is, last time I cooked it on top of the stove. But this time, what I'm going to do is, instead of cooking it on top of the stove, I'm going to put it in the microwave. They said the bag will do it in the microwave. So it takes about 4 minutes for that. Also, I have some Brussels sprouts here. These are all the way from Mexico. So I want to say to my Latino friends out there, ¿Qué pasa, man? You know, ¿Cómo está? So we're going to cook these as well on top of the stove, Brussels sprouts. They're fresh. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to cook those. In here are what they call finger potatoes. With these finger potatoes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up making some mashed potatoes. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's really easy to make mashed potatoes, and you have to remember that I'm not going to skin these. When I finish, the skin will still be there. They tell me the best protein in any potato is really in the skin. So you're in the kitchen with the Bishop. I've got a couple of pots on there to hold what we're going to be doing. They're already steaming, they're boiling. Got my pan here ready for my meat. So I'm going to go ahead and put my rub that I have here for these. It's a good rub for pork. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the chops, get them panned up, and we'll go ahead and progress on through with the Bishop in the kitchen. You might be going, Bishop, how do I put rub on meat? Well, I just take the thing of rub here. It's open, and I just take a little bit of it out of there, put it on the meat. Let's just do that first. Take it and put it on the meat here. We'll put the rub on, because I'm going to do exactly what it says. I'm going to rub this into the meat. All right? That's all you got to do, too, is rubbing the meat. This is going to take probably anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, probably. These are pretty thick chops, so it's going to take a little minute for them to cook. I'm going to put them in the oven. Once you get them rubbed down, I'll put my accent and stuff on them. What I did a minute ago was I just rinsed them off in the sink. I just like to rinse meat off before I cook it. Just a little something that I do. You don't have to do yours. Now, once I rub these on one side, I turn them over. It's like algebra. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. I'm just learning that. So I'm flipping this now. Flipping it over, getting it ready. We'll put the rub on, and we'll be ready to move on. Hey, listen, I've dressed this pan up here, as you can see. What I did was I went ahead and put the rub on the meat. I've dropped some carrots on there, some bell peppers, some onions. The carrots just going to add a little sweetness to it, to the meat itself. And, of course, the onions will, they'll cook and do what they do. I'm going to cover this up. I've got some foil here. So what I'm going to be doing is, instead of cooking this in the open oven, it's going to be covered by the foil. Oh, you're in the kitchen with the Bishop. This is going to be a good one. Now, I just put my meat in the oven in the middle of the rack. I'm going to turn the temperature. I started it at 400 to get really hot. I'm going to turn the temperature to 350. Let that cook for about an hour. I've got my timer set for an hour. Okay? And we're going to keep rolling right here. Now, in order for me to make the mashed potatoes, what I've done, I've taken the finger potatoes that were in here, and I poured them into this pot, which already has hot water in it. I'm going to let that boil a little bit, put them on about medium, let that boil, let the potatoes get right, and then we'll move from there on how to do that. This water here, I'm about to put the Brussels sprouts in there and get that rolling. All right, so I got my Brussels sprouts down there. I've got a little salt here. I'm just putting a little salt